The eye mediates vision, but do you know that the eye also regulates our systematic health? For today's video, let's shed some light on the relationship between sleep disturbances and aging of the eye, exploring the marvels of this tiny little optical system. And yes, the eye is a truly amazing organ. That's today's video. Let's take a look. Hi everyone. Welcome to today's video. Today let's discuss something unusual because I find this topic to be pretty interesting. Light, whether natural or artificial, affects our everyday lives. Exposure to light impacts our health and well-being because it helps align our internal clock with the 24-hour cycle of day and night. Our body's internal clock is called the Circadian Rhythm. This is why a burst of bright light in the middle of the night can wake us up from sleep. The question is, how does our body receive the external stimuli? How does our body distinguish between night and day? The answer is our eyes. Beyond mediating vision, the eye has a crucial role in regulating circadian rhythms and physiological metabolism. We know that rod cells and cone cells are neuroepithelial photoreceptor cells found on the human retina that absorb photons and convert light into signals. The signals can, in turn, stimulate biological processes. However, the rod cells and cone cells only tell us part of the story because in 1928, researchers at Harvard Medical School published an article in the Journal of Experimental Zoology revealing that inherently coneless and rodless mice still respond to light through pupil constriction. This suggests rod cells and cone cells are not the only light-sensitive neurons on the retina. In the 1980s, research on this topic began, and in 2002, the third class of photoreceptors, called the intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells, was identified. Fewer than 1% of retinal ganglion cells are photoreceptive, but they play a vital role in human physiology and health. The iPRGCs express a blue light-sensitive photopigment called melanopsin in their bodies and dendrites. Melanopsin has a peak absorption at 460 to 480 nanometers, while interestingly, the sensitivity of human nocturnal melatonin suppression also peaks at 460 nanometers. The retinal hypothalamic tract regulates sleep patterns and the circadian clock. The photoentrainment of circadian rhythms is initiated by stimulating intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells by the blue light of wavelengths between 450 nanometers to 490 nanometers. The light stimulus is neurotransmitted by the iPRGCs through the suprachiasmatic nucleus to the pineal gland. The pineal gland in return secretes chronobiological hormone melatonin. According to blue light stimuli, melatonin secretion peaks in daytime and drops in daytime. The cyclic patterns manages the circadian clock that keep us alert during the day and sleepy at night. In other words, not only does the human eye allow us to see, but it also manages the body's clock. However, the relative effectiveness of circadian photoreception slowly decreases with age. As we age, many people develop clouding of the decreasing lens, a condition known as cataract. The lens becomes less resilient, less transparent, and often thicker. Fibers in the lens compress and the lens stiffens. Clarity fades as proteins come together, creating tiny specks or wheel-like spokes on the lens. The lens will also slowly acquire a yellow, brownish discoloration because of the accumulation of chromophores that absorb light with short wavelengths in the visible spectrum. In other words, as the lens ages, it becomes worse at transmitting short wavelength light while retaining the ability to transmit longer wavelengths of visible light. This part of aging is problematic because the intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells are best stimulated by the blue light of wavelengths 450 to 490 nanometers. Reduced stimulation of iPRGCs will impair the eye's ability to regulate the circadian rhythm, potentially leading to sleep disturbances. This might not sound bad, but sleep disturbances are linked to severe illnesses such as cancer, hypertension, and cardiovascular diseases. Sleep disorders are most commonly treated using sleeping pills. Still, these medications lead to daytime drowsiness, increasing the risk of fall accidents that can be detrimental to elderlies. In fact, by 45 years of age, lens yellowing and pupillary miosis reduce the circadian photoreception to roughly half of a 10 years old. People in their 80s and 90s only have 10% of a 10-year-old circadian photoreception. In other words, they need 10 times more light for the same effect. In cataract surgery, the clouded creasing lens is replaced with artificial lens. Retrospective studies have shown that cataract surgery significantly improves sleep quality. In conclusion, While age-related lens yellowing is of relatively little importance for visual function, it is responsible for insomnia in the elderly. Therefore, treating cataracts offers visible benefits: better sleep, better daily functioning, and a lower mortality. According to findings published in 2018 in JAMA Ophthalmology, in a 20-year study of more than 74,000 women enrolled in the Women's Health Initiative, cataract surgery was associated with a 60% lower risk of death during the study period. Overall death rate dropped, as did rates of death from specific conditions like cancer, lung disease, and infections. The authors don't know the exact reason for the improved longevity, but their study provides another good incentive for moving forward with cataract surgery. Thank you for watching. The information covered in this video might not apply to you if you are young, but I just want you to know that the eye plays a critical role in your vision and overall health. In fact, most completely blind individuals who lose their IPRGC's photoreception have abnormal or free-floating circadian rhythms. If you have any suggestions for me or any questions, put them down in the comment section so everyone can see them. I read comments all the time and I will reply to your questions in an informative and respectable manner. Also, if you know anyone who has a cataract, share it with them because the goal of this channel is to educate the community. Take care of yourself and be well.